Program Coordinator, Children and Nature Network, St. Paul, Minnesota, USA. Brenda's apology for late invitation.
No problems. Let me just share my screen.
Yeah, your screen is there.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we are able to see the screen.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, or good morning to those of us joining from other parts of the world. Just like everybody said before, I want to extend a special thank you to the organizers that make this space available to have these really important conversations. I am Brenda Kessler. I am with the Children and Nature Network, dialing in from the New York area. And I'm really happy to be here with you, celebrating the end of Climate Week and kicking off this special session by talking to you about green schoolyards for healthy communities. I want to begin by providing a little bit of context before I dive into the work that we do at the Children and Nature Network. And that is, over the past several generations, childhood has moved indoors, unfortunately, leaving kids disconnected from the natural world. And we've just heard about that before. This is a worldwide trend that has profound implications for the children's healthy development, especially their physical health and their mental health, and of course, the future of our planet. Even before COVID-19 started, there were reports that just about 20% of US children, either currently or at some point in their life, were suffering from a debilitating mental health disorder. This is really alarming. As a parent myself, this is something that really worries me. The health and well-being of generations is at stake, and ultimately the health and well-being of the world. At Children and Nature Network, we really do have a mission to ensure that every child has access to nature where they live. We support leaders, educators, activists, practitioners, and parents working to turn that trend of childhood indoors and really increase safe and inclusive access to the natural world. So with that in mind, we know that nature really does have the power to mitigate many of the issues that are affecting our children today. We also know that nature itself has the power to be a solution for many of the climate-related challenges we face today. In most United States communities, and I'm sure this can echo around the world, public schools are one of the top 3 landowners, and how we use that land is really, really important. But unfortunately, this is the current state of most schoolyards. They are a sea of asphalt with maybe a few trees or scarce opportunities for children to interact and really develop that appreciation for nature. There's not enough play areas to engage during recess. They're not designed for hands-on learning outdoors. Yet we ask our children to connect with nature and help repair some of the damage. So this is costly to schools, to school districts, to communities and society at large. Not everyone has a park nearby, but usually they have a school. So this is why school grounds are really a great opportunity for change. Now let's imagine what could happen if we could turn every schoolyard into this. At Children and Nature Network, we believe and we know, because this is what we do, that schoolyards have the potential to be so much more. This after picture of the same schoolyard I showed you before includes stormwater capture, outdoor classrooms, age-appropriate playgrounds, edible and pollinator gardens. The possibilities are really endless. The schoolyard in this particular case was redesigned by the entire school community. And this is really important because participatory design, as the research suggests, is an essential component to ensure that this is what the community wants and ultimately will actually get used. in the United States, we have more than 100,000 public schools, and this makes it a really logical site to increase high quality access to green spaces. So what are green schoolyards? This might look very different across the world, but at the Children in Nature Network, we define green schoolyards as multifunctional school grounds. They're designed for and by the entire school community. They can include outdoor classrooms, stormwater capture, trails, edible gardens, many of these features. This is important because schools also have a significant potential to act as catalysts for community engagement around sustainability. In many cases in our work, we have seen how the community comes together to take care of a school garden or maintain the place, because this is where the children spend their time in school and after school hours. Implementing stormwater capture in school grounds is not always easy to accomplish. There's a lot of agencies that participate. So at the Children in Nature Network, with partnership with other organizations, we created a survey to get a baseline understanding of how the water utilities and the departments and other municipal agencies are engaging with schools. And this report, which I'll make available through the chat at the end of my presentation, outlines some of the challenges, but also provides a lot of solutions that and examples of projects that have had a lot of success. Investments in school grounds are just really an excellent opportunity to accelerate the transition to a clean economy, to help advance a more sustainable and resilient and inclusive society. Like I said at the end, I will share the link to this report. How green schoolyards are ultimately used will vary from case to case. In the US, we've seen that this really does vary. Many states might have an environmental literacy plan, or they might have requirements in their curriculum for hands-on outdoor learning, sorry. But while the curriculum isn't necessarily a must, so the teachers do need to feel comfortable with taking their children and their class outside to teach in a different setting. And what a better time than now with the situation that we are living in with COVID-19. I know this session we're focusing on how schools can reduce their carbon footprint, but knowing all the benefits of green schoolyards is important because it will help cities and anyone participating in this to build those partnerships that are critical in creating a citywide green schoolyard programs. In our work, we really emphasize the district-wide, citywide programs so that it's all the children in the community having access and not just focusing in one particular school. This graphic is based on evidence and research. Everything that we do it in peer-reviewed research. And it shows the many benefits that green schoolyards can have divided into categories: community, health and wellness, environment, and learning. To give you an idea of what is happening around the country here in the United States, here's a snapshot of the cities and school districts that are implementing green schoolyard programs. These places really give the opportunity to children to explore with their own hands. They afford the opportunity for children to grow up in a more ecologically literate society. And like I said, these might look very different in urban, rural, suburban, but the goal at the end is to connect children to nature and then build the future environmental stewards. In 2018, we launched a Green Schoolyards Action Agenda. And since then, I am happy to report that more than 300 organizations, some of them internationally, have endorsed this list and are currently actively working to advance green schoolyards. And just a few weeks ago, we learned that the Children in Nature Network has been awarded a special grant to help us scale the work that we do internationally. So we will be working with global partners to learn about the approaches that other countries are doing and how those lessons, we can adapt them here in the US. The hope is that this work does result in an international Green Schoolyards agenda. And again, I'll provide my information if any of you listening today are interested in learning more about the work we'll be doing outside of the US. Through our work, we've learned that many cities have established sustainability offices, strategic plans, and programming, but that they don't necessarily involve children in an explicit way, or at the core having connection to nature, or focusing on building the next generation of environmental stewards. We really do see an enormous opportunity to achieve greater beneficial impact when we involve children, when the mission of a program is aligned with the efforts to connect children to nature, and then eventually advancing climate and environmental justice. This is our process map, which brings me to one of the key things that we do at the Children in Nature Network, which is curate and provide resources that cities and schools and communities can use to really make the case, build that case. And one of the most sought out resources available through our work is our research library. I will drop that link in the chat too. We have one of the largest collections of scientific literature on people and nature. Here you can find summarized, peer-reviewed scientific literature to help you build that evidence and again, make the case. And we also create resources like these infographics where we summarize peer-reviewed literature. And again, this is all available through our Advocacy Toolkit, which is all available online. And I just want to finalize saying that the outbreak for COVID-19 and its variants across the globe has really radically, as you all know, changed the behaviors and our life. And it couldn't be, it has never been more critical to invest in multi-solving solutions that support children's well-being, justice, environmental justice, and resiliency, building resiliency for people and the planet. The question I laid at the beginning is, can you imagine what we can accomplish if we scale up this movement to reach all of the schools worldwide? And with that, I want to thank all of you again, especially the organizers for providing this space. And in that last slide, there was my contact information. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brenda, for a very informative session and the way you have presented and the way Green Schoolyard is working at New York.